Insanity is something odd, something that you're not really able to grasp until you've stared it in the eye, either in the eye of a mad killer or in your own reflection. Welcome to the asylum. Nowadays, the asylum is a shadow of its former self. Long ago, the Crotus Pren Asylum held violent and twisted minds that scared even the most seasoned physician. Today, it is part of the realm of the entity, where survivors only get a taste of what patients endured every day. The nurse is a former orderly that worked day and night with the most distorted minds ever encountered. But now she roams the realms of the entity searching for survivors. The nurse uses an old bone saw as her main weapon, stabbing at anything that crosses her path. It inflicts not just pain, but also horror, as you know what it's been used for. The nurse's power is called Blink, which makes her able to teleport in a straight line. She can cross through walls, survivors, and other objects. With a little skill, you can even chain several smaller blinks to travel even longer distances. The nurse has grown accustomed to blood, and she can sense and feel an injured survivor from afar. So try not to get hurt, and whether you should help someone or not is not an easy call. The nurse comes with 3 perks, and the first one is called Stridor. Stridor makes breathing even more audible as survivors get hurt. So even if you manage to flee after you got hit, it's easier for the nurse to find you. The second perk is Thanatophobia. Every time a survivor is hooked, dying, or injured, survivors are punished by slowing down, sabotaging, repairing, and healing. This forces survivors to work as a team. The third and final perk is a nurse's calling. This unlocks the potential in the nurse's aura reading capability. So all survivors trying to heal or are being healed have stronger auras, making you easy prey as you tend to your wounds. Nia is of Swedish descent and is a tagger and a bit of a troublemaker. In her early teens, she started to rebel, and her parents felt that she lacks that thing that makes everyone else normal. But as history has taught us, this is just a case of parents that just don't understand. Nia has spent a lot of time on skateboards and dodging cops, so she's used to moving fast without being seen, and she has the balance of an alley cat. Nia comes with 3 perks, where the first one is Balanced Landing. As Nia falls long distances, she doesn't lose her balance. This makes fleeing even easier, as she can just keep going after a drop. The second perk is Urban Evasion. Nia's walking speed in crouch mode is increased. This makes it easier for her to sneak away fast, but still remain hidden. The third and last perk is Streetwise. Nia's consumption rate of items is reduced, making everything last a bit longer. As you enter the asylum, it might take a while until your mind adjusts. After that, it's up to you to figure out if you're part of the staff or one of the patients. The Last Breath is released on the 18th of August. Let us know in the comments what you think about it.
Halloween comes with fun and games, with fake blood and screams that turn into laughs as you get spooked. Nothing is real, but what if one of those masks hid something much more real and terrifying? Haddonfield will never return to that quiet little place where school kids could go for a burger late at night, or where you didn't lock your door. Instead, it's turned into a place riddled with fears and eyes looking over their shoulders. A town filled with questions about what truly happened that night. A place where playgrounds start to rust and pin drops can be heard during those empty nights. If you dare to embark on a journey in Haddonfield, you might stumble upon someone else in the dark. Michael Myers is the essence of evil, poured into a human mold and sent out into the world to induce pain. He bears no regrets and no empathy. There's nothing more classic than a knife, and a knife is Michael Myers' weapon of choice. It's swift and deadly and will never run out of bullets. Michael Myers comes with a new power called Evil Within. It is solely focused on tagging survivors as obsessions. As a survivor is tagged as an obsession, Michael's chances of catching and hooking that prey increases significantly. But as a survivor becomes an obsession, they too might get benefits. Michael Myers comes with 3 perks, and the first one is called Save the Best for Last. Save the Best for Last gives you a decreased cooldown period on missed and successful attacks if you let your obsession stay alive. The second perk is Dying Light. The obsession's speed for altruistic actions are increased, but if the obsession is killed, other survivors are punished as repairing, sabotaging, and healing takes longer. The final perk is Play with your food. You can keep playing with an obsession as you chase them. You can even let them go. If your obsession escapes, your movement speed is increased. Every hunter needs a prey, a poor soul that doesn't suspect a thing, not until the blade goes in. Lori is your typical teen, a girl with a loving family and friends. She might have asked for something else as they turned into dusk, but not what came. The only thing she learned about herself after a family reunion was that she had vigor and perseverance, and that just might keep her alive. Lori comes with 3 perks. Last Survivor is the first one. Last Survivor is, in a way, morbid, as your chances of survival increase when other survivors die. For each dead survivor, you'll be harder to find, as the killer's aura reading ability is disrupted. The second perk is Decisive Strike. As Lori is grabbed by the killer, she stabs at him with whatever she can find. If it's successful, she'll manage to run away. The final perk is Object of Obsession. This perk gives you benefits in the same way as the killer. If you become the killer's obsession, you can also spot the killer from afar, and therefore, hopefully avoid him. Haddonfield is forever doomed. Michael Myers will never take his mask off, and Lori might not give up. From here on, a new chapter is being written, where you either get blood on your hands or blood pouring out of you. left for dead is not always the end. For some, it's only a shift to something else. For the others, being left for dead means that you're no more. But in this case, it just means that you've moved on. Bill Overbeck was left for dead. An elderly man forced to spend his days fighting hordes of undead. A much-needed savior to his group, and an unrelenting wave of destruction for the flesh-eaters. For Bill, the final sacrifice would prove to be quite a surprise. Instead of the plain and well-deserved quiet of death, he woke up to a whole new world of pain and suffering, and new people to save in a strange place where the sacrifices are never enough. Bill Overbeck is tough as nails. He knows how to pull through just about anything, and he's not afraid to put himself in danger if he has a chance to save someone. Bill comes with 3 perks. The first one is Left Behind. If you're the last person remaining in the trial, for each generator left to be completed, gain a bonus to repair speed. The second perk is called Borrowed Time. Once per trial, when saving an ally from a hook within the killer's terror radius, any damage taken that would put you or the unhooked survivor in the dying state will be delayed. The final perk is Unbreakable. Past battles have taught you a thing or two about survival. Unbreakable grants the ability to fully recover from the dying state once per trial. Everyone has a purpose that keeps them going. For Bill, that purpose is the call to help others, no matter what the situation is, into the dark with no salvation in sight. He just keeps putting one foot in front of the other. There's work to be done. Dead by Daylight, Left Behind is released on March 8 for free.
Some killers act from a desire to exert their will over others. Some to satisfy carnal urges, or even to quiet the voices in their heads. Leatherface does as he's told. His family loves him, and that is all that matters. Outsiders are a threat, and threats need to be dealt with. He is now in a place that is familiar but hard to understand, but he instinctively knows what he has to do. Outsiders will come, and he will use his skills to overcome them. There will be screaming, but he will make the world quiet again, until the only sound remaining is the blessed howl of the saw. Leatherface's power is called Bubba's Chainsaw, an incredibly powerful and heavy chainsaw which sank its teeth into countless victims, a suiting birthday gift to the cannibal. Leatherface comes with 3 perks. The first one is Knockout. The trauma caused by your brutal attacks makes crying for help painfully difficult. Dying survivors' auras are not revealed to other survivors when they are standing outside of a certain range. The second perk is called Barbecue and Chili. A deep bond with the entity unlocks potential in one's aura reading ability. After hooking a survivor, all other survivors' auras are revealed to you for a few seconds, as long as they are far away from the hook. It grants 100% bonus blood points on any scoring event while a survivor is on the hook. The third perk is called Franklin's Demise. Your vicious attacks make the survivors drop their items on impact. The lost item is damaged in the fall, losing a percentage of its base amount of charges. Leatherface kills because he's scared. Scared that his family will be displeased with him. Scared that their shared desire to eat human flesh will be discovered. Leatherface is available now.
Some nightmares will prove difficult to wake up from. They will consume you and actually hurt you. Not mental scars, but rather deep physical scars created by sharp claws attached to a worn glove. This is the world of Freddy Krueger. Even while he lived, Freddy Krueger was a creature of nightmare for those who truly knew him. Hiding behind a mask of warmth and friendliness, Freddy's actual temperament was known only to his victims. Rather than succumb to his death, Krueger was offered by demons the chance to continue his killing spree after death. He became a dream demon, an entity that could enter his victims' dreams and kill them in that world, which would cause their death in the real world. But now he's in a better place, a place where the line between dreams and reality is even thinner, and where his power is truly appreciated. Freddy's power is called Dream Demon. Freddy is invisible to non-sleepers, although he can be heard by paying close attention to the lullaby. When close enough to a normal survivor, Freddy can activate his power to tag him with sleepiness. Once a survivor is tagged with sleepiness, the killer suffers from a minor speed penalty and the survivor is gradually gonna fall asleep. During that time, the survivor's aura is no longer shown to Freddy. This is his chance of hiding or trying to wake up. After a short delay, the survivor falls asleep. He's now in the dream world. He can now see the killer and be hurt by him. The first perk is called Fire Up. The increased pressure of losing your prey fills you with anger and gives you unsuspected motivation. Each time the survivors complete repairs on a generator, Fire Up grows in power and grants speed bonuses to pick up, drop, pallet breaks, generator breaks, and vaults. The second perk is called Remember Me. You become obsessed with one survivor. Each time you hit your obsession, you increase the opening time of the exit gates by 5 seconds, up to a maximum. The obsession is not affected by Remember Me. The last perk is called Blood Warden, once per match. When at least one exit gate is opened, hooking a survivor summons the entity to block the exits for all survivors for a moment. While Blood Warden is active, auras of survivors located within the exit areas are revealed to you. Quentin Smith is one of the rare people who survived an encounter with Freddy Krueger. He's young, he's resourceful, and he will not give up. Quentin Smith comes with 3 perks. His first perk is called Wake Up. Once all generators are powered, exit gates are revealed to you. While opening the exit gates, reveal your aura to other survivors within a certain range. While Wake Up is active, you open the exit gates faster. The second perk is called Pharmacy. You have a knack for finding medicine. Searches through chests are faster, and the noises they cause, along with their hearing distances, are reduced. Pharmacy guarantees an emergency medkit on your first completed chest search. The last perk is called Vigil. You watch over your friends even in dire situations. You and your allies within an 8-meter range recover from status effects faster. Even when alive, Freddy Krueger was a creature of nightmares for those that truly knew him. Hiding behind a mask of warmth and friendliness, Freddy's actual temperament was known only to his victims. When those victims were finally heard, it was already too late. Dead by Daylight, A Nightmare on Elm Street is available now.